Hello, everyone.
Hey everyone.
Welcome back to the AAS YouTube channel, and this will be the Synopsis module on taking your course online, tools and tips. And with me, of course, is Chris. And so let's take a peek at what we've done over the last 5 weeks or so. So I'm going to do a little screen share.
Which means there will be a test.
An online proctored exam. We'll have webcams and everything. So what was number 5 about? So these are the 12 that we did. We started on March 13th was the release of the first one when suddenly everybody was going online. And we got a call from the AAS to what could we do? And so we've started this 5 weeks and we have covered from number 1, what matters and what to do, through engaging, communicating, textbooks, planetariums, proctoring, videos, accessibilities, citizen science projects, podcasts, scales, into the synopsis. So Chris, you want to?
Yeah. I guess the big picture for me would be that we all know, and you all know, if you've had to make this very swift pivot, especially if it's to an area you're unfamiliar with. But in this instance, you can't let the excellent be the enemy of the good or the good enough. So I think for many people, it was just a matter of getting through the semester in a plausible way. So it's, there's an art and craft of teaching, as we all know, and it's a slightly different art and craft online as face-to-face, but there's a commonality. And it's just unreasonable in the half of the semester left or in short notice to be able to come up to speed on all of these things. However, since what I'm hearing and what we're hearing is that the plausibility that there'll be enough testing and contact tracing, et cetera, for our big universities or even our small universities to all be back in August or September, that probability is a little low at the moment. So we can be thinking of a lot of online teaching continuing in the fall. And then, you may want to revisit some of the things we talked about, having just sort of got the basics under your belt so you could make that swift change. So that's my main message, that, just what you need to do to get through the semester without going crazy yourself. And then, the summer is a chance to share notes with your colleagues, with others who've been put in the same boat as you, who've tried different things, who've learned different things the hard way. And I think that summer sharing process will actually be very useful for everyone, myself included.
Definitely, and some may even be teaching in this summer.
Yeah.
So it gives you a chance to do a full course from top to bottom going online, because I realized by March 13th, a lot of it was a very abrupt transition from perhaps in person to online. So the summer, or probably the fall for most, will give you a chance to run a full course online. And so you'll have learned some lessons and shared some stuff with your colleagues on best practices or things that worked for you in your course. So I would like to call a little attention to the icons there on the left. Those are the AAS ebooks. And if you would like to have some more information, Chris has one ebook that is already out on teaching astronomy. And then his second volume in that set, Teaching Astronomy Online, will be coming out soon. I don't know if there's a date yet set on that.
Yeah, we don't have a date, but I think 6 to 8 weeks is the.
Oh, okay. Oh, so plenty of time for the fall. And so that'll cover other aspects, and some aspects in more detail, and some new aspects. And so I encourage you to take a peek at those ebooks. They're free to you if your institution has a subscription to the AAS journals usually. And so you may want to check those out. Yeah, and I think my number 1 takeaway would be engagement. Your engagement is 90% of it. The rest are tools and tricks and things that you can do to spice it up, but you can have all the tricks and tools you want, but if you're not engaging, they're not worth much. So if you engage, your students will engage, and it can be a lot of fun and a very useful learning experience for everyone involved. And who knows, you may even find yourself a convert to online teaching come fall, and you'll want to do it further on. So.
And a sort of related point to that, also, I'd say one of the higher level takeaways of what we've been talking about is, it's in the same vein as engagement, but your cue, your visual cues, your feedback is just less direct online than in the classroom. So the concern always in teaching non-science majors or in big classes or both is, you know, losing, they drift away. You're just losing students. You know, they're not maybe going to flunk out, but they're just going to lose interest and grind along to get a C or a D or barely pass, or and not have a good experience. So you can use, you know, the various administrative tools you have online to do more than manage your grade book and so on. You can just do a little bit of pretty easy data mining with all the CMSs to find out which students are participating in all the things you have available, whether it's a live session or just doing the first few assignments, which turn out to be fairly critical. And then you have ways of sort of checking in with them, and you can make that very personal. I mean, you can, you know, obviously email, you know, of that generation, the 18 to 22-year-olds don't in their own lives use email very much. Most of the time they use emails is when they sort of forced to in a university setting. But that's not the only way you can reach them, of course. You can use social media yourself. But so be, you know, without being Orwellian and monitoring your students in some, you know, strange way, try and monitor engagement, and then, you know, do gentle interventions or check in, just to try and keep everyone with you, because this is hard, the disembodied experience for students who've not chosen to do it in the past, and you will have many students in your classes for whom this is their first time, maybe not the majority. Now most students have done some online. They're gonna be having just as hard a time as you are, and it's nothing to do with the subject matter. It's nothing to do with what you're teaching.
Definitely, it's the medium. So, yep, very cool. That's all I had to say. I think we can wrap it up. Certainly, we'll put some links down below on summarizing these, and at least in my case, feel free to reach out. I'm easily findable. Go ahead and shoot me an email. If you've got ideas for PostScript modules that you would like to hear about, I'm sure Chris and I would be happy to do additional ones if we get some ideas. So go ahead and share with us.
Yeah, and because as you know, the AAS is, you know, is very nicely taking on a leadership role in providing resources to the community, not just members of the society, but just general astronomy community, instructors, people at smaller community colleges who may not be members of the AAS. So all the resources and links and videos like these and tools for helping you teach online are going to be available widely. And that's, I think, a nice thing about our society.
Yeah, and I've been putting those in the links to each of the videos to those resources. So go ahead and utilize those. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, have a great rest of the semester and a safe summer.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.